Hi guys, welcome to another video. So today is 11th of December and we will quickly start with the health of the market. Nifty is currently struggling to reclaim its short-term moving average, which means कि Nifty जो है अपना short term का जो trend है वो उसने कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा बहुत break किया है and it is now struggling to get back onto it, right? Similarly, the small and mid cap space, there is no considerable improvement in both the areas. The small caps are as weak as they were yesterday, almost the same, and mid caps are somewhat struggling to get back up. In short, there is nothing happening in the market. So Indian equities are basically struggling to get back onto their trend. I am a trader personally, so I do not want to trade where the market is not trending. I want the market to trend. That is the time when I get active. So in yesterday's video, we talked about something very interesting, the market breadth concept. Well, if the question comes to your mind, why am I out of the market? It is simply because the market breadth is not supportive for me to be active in the stock market. Now, the next question, the most viable one is, what is the market breadth? Let me explain. So market breadth is nothing but the overall health of the market. Let's say, for example, there are 3,000 stocks in the stock market. Few are heavyweights, few are mid caps, and few are small caps, and the remaining are micro caps. Now we'll focus on these three: large caps, mid caps, and small caps. Now the Nifty, the overall heavyweight index, which we all track, can go up if these large cap ones go up, even if the mid caps and small caps remain the same. Now, these large companies are very limited, but these mid caps and small caps are huge in number out of this 3,000 universe, which we have taken as an example. Now, when we say the market breadth is bad, it means that the only heavyweights are probably rising the index, but the large chunk of mid caps and small caps is not performing. And for me as a trader, I want that when the market goes up, the overall chunk, whether it's the large cap, the mid cap, and the small caps, they also should help the market go higher. That is a good overall market breadth definition. Now, as we go more advanced, there are different parameters to judge this market breadth. But I will cover that aspect in the upcoming videos because this video won't be suffice to discuss that. But now you have a fair idea when I talk the market breadth is not good. You should know what I exactly telling you guys. Well guys, not every day in the stock market is interesting and full of excitement. But we as traders have to show up every single day. You know why? Because we do not know what is coming next. We do not know if there's a surprise announcement coming tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or probably after 5 minutes. What is that trigger which will change the current scenario of the market? We do not know. That is why we show up every single day and look for opportunities. There can be boring aspects in the market, like the market which is currently going on. But that is the persistence, that is the discipline that you need to become a stock trader. Well, if you do not have that, either you build that or you do not enter active market space. You can probably do mutual funds as a passive investment source, but if you want to become a full-time trader, then you have to build that discipline. Guys, for an investor, these environments hold no meaning. Because see, if an investor has invested in some company, he has invested based on the fundamental and on the notion of that company, right? But a stock market is not just about company. See, it is a very fundamental aspect that I'm telling you. Stock market is not just accumulation of companies. It includes more factors like for example liquidity. Liquidity का मतलब होता है कि मार्केट में कितना पैसा लगा हुआ है और कितना पैसा आ रहा है. How much there is a flow of money that is going on in the stock market. अगर liquidity dry है, that means that the investors are pulling out their money from the stock market. And if we say that liquidity is high, there's a liquidity rush, that means that everybody is pumping more money into the stock market and are buying stuff. Let's say, for example, HDFC Bank. See, this is not a recommendation. So please understand, this is purely for illustration. Let's say HDFC Bank remains the same, right? For an investor, HDFC Bank today and probably 6 months before was roughly around the same. The company is doing its job. The business is intact. For an investor, it makes no sense to liquidate the investment just because the HDFC Bank is down by 5% or 10%. But for a trader, this can be very meaningful. A trader trades on the basis of the environment. When the environment is tradable, But an investor invests based on the business and the value and probably the growth that he or she sees in that company in the coming future. Right. So I am a trader. I do not want to, let's say, buy any company in this market scenario. If I really want to invest, I will invest and find value in the stocks. But as trading opportunities, I will wait for the market scenario to turn more positive and tradable. So therefore, there is no point to see charts today because it's almost the same. I just wanted to discuss a few different more things. So we discussed about what is the market breadth. What do you mean by liquidity? So for next time when we discuss these concepts, you should immediately grasp what do I mean by those concepts from the perspective of a trader. Well, that's it, guys. I will see you tomorrow and we'll find out whether the market breadth and the overall liquidity turns any favorable for us to trade or it remains just the same or probably deteriorates. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.